Hi, I'm Peter Loving, and in this video I'm going to talk to you about how to structure product design sprints. Now, there's a really good framework that Google have put out, and it's actually from 2010, so it's fairly old, but it's a solid and good process for doing your design sprints, especially for tech companies, right? So don't you find that, like, if you don't use a process on something, you normally get stuck, sometimes you get a bad outcome. Things just go much better, much more smoothly if you have a good process in place. Do you ever work on something and then you get kind of stuck in the middle and then you're lost and you're not thinking about the outcome anymore? You struggle to see how you're going to get to the outcome. Well, having a good process like this is going to help you, have that in place before you get started and give you all the best possible chance of getting to that outcome. So let's take a look at this process. It's developed in-house by Google, and there's a good book about this too. Called Sprints by Jason Knapp, and this is actually called the Design Sprint Kit. So the process goes like this. First of all, there's understand, and the first step in the process is to understand the problem, understand the project, everything involved in it, the people involved in it, the nature of the problem, who it affects. The implications for technology, for users, for your team, for cost, everything like that. So you get a good overall understanding of the design process or project that you're about to embark on. Then the second step is define. And in this one, you define the outcome that you want, really. Everybody talks about their understanding. Everyone talks about their impression of a successful outcome of the project. So if you have a design team, each person has to articulate what they feel is a successful outcome, and everyone is, brought up to speed, everyone understands each other, and then you kind of can get a cohesive definition of the ideal outcome for everyone involved, all parties involved, really. Then the third step is sketch. And this is where, if you're in teams, everybody goes off and starts working on concept generation, sketching out possible solutions to the problem, possible avenues that they could explore to get to that ideal result. And you also come together again, everybody comes together and presents their sketch ideas and discusses them openly. Now, if you're just a small design team or even a freelance designer, you might have a designer working for your product, they're going to go through this process on their own as well. But obviously, you want to involve other people in the team in that, a product manager, developers, project management, and other stakeholders too. So that's the third step, was sketch. And then the fourth one is decide. So in the decision stage, everybody has assessed the sketches, the ideas, the concept. And in this step, you decide on the outcome, the idea that you're going to pursue and work on. You've already got 3 steps that are building up to this point to get a decision and definition on the chosen design route that you're going to take, and that's how important the preparation work is. That's decide. And then the 5th one is prototype. So at this point, you're going to take the fastest route possible to articulate a design outcome for your chosen audience. So if you're presenting this within the business to stakeholders, you're going to present something that gives them an impression of the final design so that they can actually see it, they can feel it, they can get an idea of what it would be like. And the same for users. You want something that you can present to users. So what you don't want to do is go off and spend loads of time working with developers, building something to get to this point. You can just have a mock-up, an interactive wireframe, even a low fidelity wireframe, or a design mock-up that you can present and you can explain as well. So think of your kind of very, very, very basic MVPs for this kind of process. And then the 6th step, once you've got your prototype, is to validate it. Here's where you're going to your users, your stakeholders in your team, and you're presenting the design, the prototype, and you're getting their feedback. You're performing tests, and based on those tests, you get some feedback on how they might use it, where the problems might lie. Does this prototype, does this design solution solve the initial design problem? Or if not, this is a great opportunity to gain feedback. Either way, you get a great learning outcome and you take that forward and you feed it back into your design process. So each time you come back through this process, you're refining and refining and improving your product or your application, whatever it is. It's always important to remember that design is an iterative process. So that almost makes you feel like it's never finished. You can always improve and always improve, but the key is to get to the best possible design that serves the problem that you have, and then later on you can always improve and adjust and adapt as your product or your business evolves, really. So those are the 6 steps in the process that Google uses and that most tech companies use to make sure that they have a really productive design sprint that gives them the best opportunity for success. So that's 1, decide; 2, define; 3rd is sketch; 4th, decide; prototype; and finally the 6th one is validate. So if you're not already implementing that as a design process in your company, try it and just measure the difference and the outcome and see if it really does improve the way you're doing things and get better results for you. I'm sure it will. And finally, I just want to say, this is intended as a very fast process. It's a rapid process. In the book Sprint, this is a 1-week process. So you're blitzing through these stages quite quickly. So good luck in doing that. And if you ever need help with your design sprints, feel free to always get in touch with me, and make sure that you always remember to improve your product, get more users, and grow.